Hello and welcome back to my F1 League Racing season and for my last ever video on F1 2021. We're here for the Zandvoort, the Dutch GP, and this will be the last race in the PPR season for us. As you can see, looking at the standings, we are out of the hunt for the Drivers' Championship, currently sitting in P4. Potential to get P3, but because we're only doing one more race, that's kind of out of the question. But we are fighting for the Constructors' Championship. Things are looking really good at the moment. We're about 46 points ahead of Team Aston Martin. However, I would like to get the championship wrapped up right here in my last ever race of the season for the team. So let's have a look and jump on board with a qualifying lap around this Dutch GP. Braking and taking a late apex into the first corner, then hard on the throttle, and then into this fast right hand. A little dab of the brake and throw the car in. Again on the brakes and really just try and hug this apex as much as you possibly can. Early on the throttle, short shifting to just keep that back end under control and then flat out all the way through this left and then right, taking as much curb as you possibly can through there. Again, trying to hug this corner as much as you possibly can. Don't touch the curb on the inside though, because it will spit you out and throw you into the barrier. Again, hugging apexes and just trying to get the car turned in. It's a very tricky corner there. You just want to kind of glide through it, not too hard on the brakes. And this one as well, I kind of opt for a late apex there. And as you can see, we're about 3 tenths up on our previous best qualifying time. We're currently sitting down in 18th position. We go purple in Sector 2. Not too sure if that is the glitch or not. I will just say it wasn't the glitch, and it's just because I'm absolutely rapid. The heart rate is through the roof at the moment as well. 167 beats per minute through the final corner, tight on the apex, and then allow the car to get out up top, up wide. Half a second improvement as we come across the line. It is just not enough to break into the top 10, unfortunately. I let go of the steering wheel because I thought qualifying was over there, and unfortunately as other drivers set their lap times, we are down in P14. Just go to show you though how close qualifying is. I mean, if we gained about 2 tenths of a second, we're up there in like the P8, P7. So it's very close in qualifying between us lot, apart from DM Guy and Mark, and they are just in another world at the moment. But the strategy for us today, going to be starting on the medium tyres, and then we're going to try and see if we can go onto the softs later on. But there is a little bit of rain in the air later on in the race, so if we can get to that stage and it is going to inters, then who knows. We got 5 red lights and we are racing here in Zandvoort from P14 on the grid. We get off to a fantastic start, already jumping up into 13th position. Standing baggy on the inside there as we're going to go right around the outside. Kind of sandwiched between 2 Alpine drivers. Don't want to get too greedy with gaining positions early on in this race. Kind of set to ourselves though and move up into P13. Now having a look up the inside of Sandy Baggy. He's got the high line, which is going to be easier for traction for him as we momentarily get the job done up the inside. Because he gets the better traction using that high line, it allows him to hold it. We kind of just stick our nose in there. It's not really the smartest thing to do. Luckily, the virtual safety car does come out and it allows us just to kind of back off there as we've got a driver coming into the pit lane who is Peruna. So that's going to move us up into P11 and now only 1 position off of the point. So a good start for us from P14 already up into P11. We do have Ewan right on our tail though. He's on the soft tyres. He's going to be looking to try to get past us soon. We may let him through. So we're really close behind. Safety car is NG and look at this. Look at this smart line from us. We go high to get the power down and it nearly works for us on Sandy Baggy. We get a great run there on the Alpine driver, but more importantly, it allows us to get the jump a little bit on Ewan, but we can see so quickly that those soft tyres on Ewan's car are just absolutely rapid. So I decide not to really fight him, just let him send it up the inside. I don't want to lose the DRS train fighting with Ewan, so I want him to get past me and then allow him to pull me back up to Sandy Baggy, and unfortunately Ewan then decides to go into the back of Sandy Baggy, spin himself out. It's another free position for me, so I'm kind of happy, but at the same time it's broken the DRS train ever so slightly. Sandy Baggy 8 tenths of a second ahead of me at the moment, breaking the 1 second region with flying whale on my tail. Max O'Connor is not actually here at the moment. He keeps on having game crash issues, leaving, rejoining. Unfortunately, it looks like his race is pretty much done, although he does get a faster lap of the race despite not being in the lobby, which was very surprising indeed. But we are currently up into P10 thanks to that overtake on him, and thankfully as well we've got the jump on a few of the other drivers. Now for the drivers that went on the soft tyres early on, Mark and my teammate, he has come into the pits and he's actually falling quite a bit behind me, so we moved up into P10 and more P9 and more drivers now are going to be coming into the pits from those soft tyres. So really good as F. Sane goes for a bit of a spin there. Unfortunate for him. Smiley into the pits as well, though. That moves me up into P7. So whilst things were looking bad at the start of the race in P14, things are starting to turn around at the moment. Jumping another 2 drivers here as they come into the pit lane. Moving ourselves now into P5. Myself and Sandy Baggy are having a really good race at the moment. Sandy Baggy, though, doing a fantastic job. He's like 4 seconds up the road from me, so he's really pushing and doing a great job at the moment. Moving up now into a podium spot as Jokeboke and Signy also into the pit lane. DM Guy still yet to pit in this race, and the safety car has been deployed. So this is going to work out really nicely for DM Guys. We get the car slowed down to make sure that we don't get any penalties or drive-throughs for exceeding that delta, and now we're going to try and floor it because DM Guy is actually coming out of the pit lane right now, so we need to make sure to try and help Markin in the Drivers' Championship that we get out ahead of DM Guy. Through turn 1 now, DM Guy is just going to be on the inside through this corner, and there we go. We're into the lead of this race. Somehow we have pulled this off. We're kind of sacrificing our own strategy at this stage because we are on the medium tyres. Those guys are going to be on fresher tyres, but if the rain comes down, we get it into intermediates, then we can be straight back in this race. But we're kind of taking a bit of a gamble at this stage. Safety car is coming in this lap, so as you can see, just weaving the wheel, trying to keep the temperature in the tyres, and we have to be very smart and very strategic about when we start to go racing once again, because we don't want DM Guy to get the jump on us and then smash us. And look at this, we're taking us off high line, we're weaving, and then we take the high line, come back down low, just kind of like what we did on the virtual safety car restart last time around, and it works an absolute treat. 7/10 of a second is the gap between myself and DM Guy. He's going to be quicker than me. Let's not forget about that. He's going to be so much quicker than me, so he will catch up to me very, very shortly, but at least he didn't get me down towards turn 1, and it was an easy overtake. For now, though, we're going to try and maybe see if we can hold him up. The heart rate now through the roof, 176 beats per minute at the moment. But DM Guy right on my tail. And we're just going to be smart about where we try and hold him up. I want to hold him up to maybe try and get Jokeboke and Markin to overtake him. Unfortunately, I need Markin to be in that position right behind DM Guy so that he can capitalise on what I'm doing. I'm holding the middle of the track to try and stop DM Guy from getting past me. Now DM Guy has a little look around the outside. We kind of go a little bit deep into the corner, and then he gets a fantastic switchback maneuver. Now, I thought that was Jokeboke on the inside because I forced DM Guy out onto the outside of the track, and all of a sudden a car overtakes me on the inside. I thought that was Jokeboke. That's why I let him through so easily. Had I known that DM Guy was going for the switchback, I was trying to look in my mirrors all the time, but I just didn't see him switch over from right to left. I wouldn't have let him through that easily, and unfortunately he does. But the rain, look at this, the rain is coming down quite a bit at the moment, which is fantastic news for our race. As it stands right now at the Constructors' Championship, I believe, as it stands at the moment, Aston Martin are still in it, so we've not got the job done just yet. DM Guy, of course, winning the race. We're in second with 18 points. I think Smiley is ahead of Markin as it stands. So we need to make sure that we can try and catch up to these guys. But we're going to be coming into the pits this lap for a new set of intermediate tyres. Jokeboke on those softs, though, so much more grip in these tricky conditions. We hit the brakes and we only just get it stopped in time. Very lucky that the ghosting for Jokeboke, otherwise we would have gone straight into the back of him. There would have been collision, broken front wing, had to get that replaced, slow pit stop. But I'll tell you somebody who did get it wrong, DM Guy, who got it wrong. 5-second time penalty for the Aston Martin driver, and that is going to really upset him. Something that is not going to be good for the team as well. Markin had to double stack behind me, and we got held for a while as other teams kind of blocked us a bit there. But Smiley as well also had to wait too, as Peruna is out of the session. And so is Smiley. Smiley's out of the session as well, which pretty much, as it stands, I think hands us the Constructors' Championship. Maybe DM Guy's going to be on like 25, 26 points. We're going to be on 15. We need Markin to back us up in P5 at least to go equal on points. If we can just only lose 1 point to DM Guy and Aston Martin, we will be Constructors Championships. But we're getting the race underway once again here on lap 22. Joe Boak in second place. We're not going to fight him because we want him to attack DM Guy, and he just goes straight on, gets it completely wrong in the braking zone, and we move ourselves up into P2 for the time being. DM Guy, though, out in the lead, and he just drives away from us at this stage. Gets about a 7-second lead with about 6 laps left to go. And then in the last 6 laps, my tyres started to come back to me. We got that gap back down to 4.6 seconds. And in our final race on F1 2021, our final league race of the season, we're going to take our second race win to go and take the Constructors' Championship as well. Ferrari are going to be celebrating this one, but that is going to be it for this season, Season 6 of PPR Tier 3. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this season. I can't wait to do it all again when F1 22 comes out. But until then, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.